I have this joke that's like, if you look for non-binary clothing online, you can either look like an auto mechanic or drapes.
It's funny because you're kind of pulling auto mechanic,
I know.
and I'm kind of pulling drapes.
Yes.
It's a little sad, but let me tell you, I would love for you to fix my Honda Civic. This is the closet.
You gotta be kidding. Ajahnis, it's so nice.
Meg, you're gonna hate me gushing like this, but your sense of style, charm, and craft makes you more than just a comedian to me. You are a creator.
Oh, that's spelled wrong.
Oh, sorry.
Wrong again. It's Kaitlyn, pronounced Ashley.
For some reason, I wound up looking like if Alanis Morissette drowned in a slushy machine.
I feel like in a way you are what you wear, and by displaying the clothes of my friends on the walls, I could take inspiration from that and bring it into my own life and maybe in my own wardrobe.
You can absolutely borrow anything from me anytime.
Oh.
There's something so beautiful about like sharing clothes with friends. It looks so
Star.
good.
It actually is a perfect fit.
It looks so good on you.
Well, before we get too far into things, if you could, in one short phrase, how would you describe your style?
My style is clown baby.
Clown baby.
There's a lot of play. I like colors. I've never honestly thought about what my style is. It's just literally, I'll see a piece and match it with something else and I like it. Especially growing up on the East Coast, like I have very weird proportions for what stores have because I'm like tallish and a little like tube. So there's not a lot of stuff out there that like fits. And we got this denim fighting jacket. You put a bunch of pins on it and then everybody knows you're gay.
Yeah. I've heard you describe your wardrobe like a tickle trunk, and getting ready for the day is kind of like playing dress up and getting into character.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Simple gossip keeps the young mind at ease. I know your kind, I know the webs that you weave. How do I get past the past?
What were some of the first pieces that really made you feel like you?
Like always as a kid and stuff, I always wore like really big baggy like shirts and jeans and stuff. Like that's always what I feel more comfortable in. I feel like I could kind of sense what was going on. I was like a tomboy, we'll say. And sometimes I would like slick my hair back and wear one of my dad's suits and call myself Morgan at school.
Morgan.
Yeah, I carry around a little briefcase.
Were you like yelling objection in class, or was it more about the look?
It was more about the look. It was more about like I am a business boy.
Oh.
You think like, oh, everybody does this, but it's like no, it's because there's something calling inside of you.
Well, when did the business boy get out? When did you start realizing, in more literal terms, that non-binary reflected your gender expression?
Literally 2020, literally.
Oh.
Like locked in my friggin' apartment, all by my lonesome with my thoughts. And then your brain is like, hello, maybe you are actually not the thing that you have been presenting as your whole life.
That's a beautiful song.
I was alone finally, and I didn't have to perform literally as a comedian or like for the world at all. It really was like a moment to like take stock of like who am I actually, rather than this like mask that I was wearing in the world.
I went to Los Angeles, California, America, and I wore a bikini. And I was feeling myself, and a man came up to me and he goes, hi there, hi. I just want to let you know that I think you're so brave. You know what? I took the note. And if you would note my figure, I listened to him, and now I'm wearing his skin. Okay. My name's Meg MacKay. Thanks so much.
I really hate she, her pronouns. I always have. I hate them. It bothers me so much. So, like, I'd rather someone use he, him than she, her. But I also have this problem where, like, my voice is relatively high, and when I get anxious, I start using customer service voice. And customer service voice is like, "How are you doing today?
Oh my God.
Are you enjoying the weather? That's great."
Oh, that is someone else. That is someone else. Whoa.
Yeah, like non-threatening, straight-sounding customer service voice.
If you want to know what's going on inside of my mind, it'll blow your mind. Join me.
What drew you to being a comedian and a comedy writer?
Like, I went to university and was doing mostly poetry there, and we had this club called Poetry Everywhere, and we would just like crash an event and read our poetry, which is awful.
Yeah.
Do not do that. Never do that. Like, we get everyone's attention, and then I'd read my poem about like something really like dark and intense, and everyone was like, ugh. So I found if I wrote something funny, people would be engaged and I'd get the like reaction from them.
I'm from Prince Edward Island originally. Prince Edward Island is known for two things. Number one, Anne of Green Gables. And number two, Oxycontin addiction.
Things are so dark and bleak. I like making other people laugh. I like making myself laugh. I'm at my best when I'm on stage or in a writer's room, but usually when I'm on stage. Like, that's confident me. That's like Meg MacKay name in highlights. Stage Meg can pull literally anything off.
My mom's a really tough lady. I was a really strong, tough, Indigenous woman. She was adopted by an all-white family and raised in an all-white town. She's kind of like the Wolverine from X-Men, you know? She's like, I don't know where I come from, but all I know is my fists are knives.
This is something that my mother would wear to like an event. Looking good in public is like a very, very important thing to my mom.
Do you think your mom had to do her own performing, particularly through style, to get by?
She's been really treated poorly a lot, and what she describes as like looking slouchy. It's like they didn't see her anymore. That really stuck in my head of being like, you always have to look good because people will be awful to you otherwise. But then like my idea of like what does look good mean has shifted, right? If I'm gonna do femme, I want to be like slutty.
Yeah.
Because it's not real to me. So I'm just like,
Let's perform it to the max.
let's perform it to the max. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's being like above and beyond.
What draws you to these extremes?
I think it is the performance of it. It is the show of gender. Everybody's performing.
Ooh, and a good day to you.
And a good day to you, my friend. I have a lot of body dysmorphia and I have a lot of like gender dysmorphia, so it's like if I'm also an art piece, then it's like separate from me.
Oh no, my septum piercing, it burns.
You must endure.
I must endure.
For you're an NB Beaver.
I'm an N beaver.
Endure the septum piercing.
I'm not doing it for anyone but me, because I'm just in my own world and this is what I like to do.
And scene.
But then someone will comment on it like I'm trying to do something, and I'm like, please do not look at me and don't speak to me.
This is a show of my own.
Yes, this is a one-person show.
Imagine you have the entire non-binary world at your fingertips. What is one thing you'd like to share with the non-binary community out there?
You're beautiful, and you're special, and you're hot, and be your friggin' self, because it doesn't matter, we're all gonna die.
That's good. I think that's what Born This Way was missing.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die.
And we're all gonna die, so live like you're gonna die. Sorry, I couldn't think of a rhyme.